Every family, when they go to the hospital for the delivery of a child, there's always a tremendous amount of excitement and anticipation that goes along with it. And when they go to the hospital, they're basically turning over their care to that facility. When information is delayed, when information is not properly responded to, there's a real risk of injury to the child. Anytime that there's not an adequate oxygen supply, there's an opportunity for brain damage. While it may be an oversight and maybe an error on the part of the medical technician, these children are going to need a tremendous amount of care down the road. One of the things about birth injury cases is you have to remember that it's not just the child who's involved. It's not just the child who's suffering. While, if we bring a lawsuit, the lawsuit is going to be brought on behalf of that child. But ultimately, that injury and that situation really does impact the parents, it impacts their siblings, it impacts the entire family unit. My goal is to alleviate some of those stresses so that family can get back to what they can and what they should be doing. Everything that we do is done with the ultimate goal of providing for that child through the duration of their life. If we can provide those services and we can take some of that strain away from the family, I think we're doing a really good job.
Thank you, honey.
Slipped on some slippery hot pumpkin seeds?
Choked on a candy that was too big for your mouth?
Hello, I'm Bob Grabbit.
And I'm Drew Spirello.
If you or someone you love has fallen victim to a Halloween-related injustice,
Then you need us,
Grabbit and Spirello
attorneys at law.
at Halloween. Don't let Big Pumpkin trick you this year.
Treat yourself to a class action settlement. We handle it all.
Strobe light seizures,
Candy-induced diabetes.
unsolicited doorbelling,
Sprained ankle from a scarring jump.
accidental carving or seed scooping of a loved one. We've been battling movie monsters for 27 years and direct-to-video monsters for twice as long.
You've seen Grabbit and Spirello meet the Wolf Tooth. You've seen Grabbit and Spirello meet the Space Mummies.
Now Grabbit and Spirello meet your needs.
Mental anguish caused by so-called novelty gravestones.
High-pitched mechanical ghost shriek disrupt your hearing aid.
Sharp piece of hay poke inside your keister during a haunted hayride.
Scared stupid? You deserve educational benefits.
Thanks to Grabbit and Spirello, I know the legal inch limit required between a human head and a falling spider decoration. Imagine if I was taller, like an NBA player. I could have been bitten.
I was at a Halloween party when a man who was having a heart attack insisted that I help him. I was mistaken for a real nurse, even though I showed the appropriate amount of sexy nurse cleavage. Grabbit and Spirello helped me successfully sue for emotional trauma.
I was hitting on some girls with my friend Brody when a bartender wearing a Bride of Chucky mask assaulted me with an unsolicited scare. It made me pee my pants. I felt embarrassed and humiliated. Grabbit and Spirello helped me sue for harassment and 2 Kit Kats.
Are you a Guantanamo detainee? Your local apple bobbing incident may be a federal waterboarding case.
Jack-o'-lanterns are sexist. What about Jill-o'-lanterns or transgender lanterns?
Do you suffer from IBS? Was your house TP'd? That's a hate crime, and you've got a case.
Our hours are 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. every day of the year except Halloween and any month besides October.
Visit us in our temporary location, the Circuit City that closed down 2 years ago.
When it comes to Halloween, we'll sue anybody for anything.
Call now! For all Dia de los Muertos cases,
Call Los Abogables at boo 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 boo.
Tremendous, sir! Going to the other side. Down, pull, watch that arm.
I'm sorry to have to meet you under these circumstances. Could you please tell me what happened? You were hit from behind? You were T-boned? The other driver ran a red light? The other driver got arrested for drunk driving? The other driver was speeding? The other driver got a ticket for reckless driving? You got hit head on? The other driver was arrested for driving the wrong way on the highway? What happened to you immediately after the accident? You were treated in the emergency room? They had to call in a specialist. You were airlifted to the hospital? They had to call in a plastic surgeon? You had an MRI? You had to undergo emergency surgery? What injuries did you sustain? You received facial injuries? You had a displaced fracture? Spinal cord injuries? They had to put rods and pins in your leg? You had a compound fracture? You incurred a traumatic brain injury? You fractured your kneecap? You had to have plastic surgery? You know, there are a number of complications that come up in a case like this. Some of them might include res ipsa loquitur, loss of business opportunity, assumption of the risk, injuries for pain and suffering, foreseeability, past medical bills, future medical bills, economic damages, future lost wages, rehabilitative care, loss of business opportunity, psychological injuries, joint and several liability. Sometimes we have to retain experts to assist us with the development of your case. Private investigator, accident analysis expert, accident reconstructionist, a neuropsychologist, a safety testing expert, economist, an airbag expert, neurologist, design expert, trauma surgeon, physical therapist, a vocationalist, accident prevention expert, occupational therapist. Let me tell you how these types of cases are handled. You need to find out what to do. You need to find out what you should not be doing. You need to have your rights explained to you. You need to learn what you should never do. Your lost wage claim has to be properly developed. Insurance adjusters oftentimes take advantage of unrepresented parties. Let me explain why it's in your best interest to hire a lawyer. You can't let the adjuster tell you what your case is worth. We handle all cases on a contingency fee basis. If there is no recovery, then there's no fee. We will advance all of the costs of the development of your case. Attorneys generally get you more money even after you pay their fee. We take all of the financial risk so you can concentrate on getting better.